Hey y'all, welcome to the episode of At the Credits. I am the host of the most, I am Barnyard, and with me is the man that never has a plan, Daniel.
What's up?
And in the back we got Brett and Dingleberry.
We just got out of the Fate F+8 of the Furious, and holy shit, was this everything I kind of wanted?
Was it though?
As a man who has watched all 7 of these in 2 days, you can click on our Fast-a-thon Fast and the Furious series in 1 minute here. As a guy who's seen all of them and they're all fresh in my mind, this is the most Fast and Furious of them all. It's the one with all the comedy, all the action, all the stupid, all of the over-the-top characters and actors that you love just kind of thrown into one movie. Okay, so the movie's about Dom turning evil, right? He meets this crazy cyber chick played by Charlize Theron, and it turns out like he's betrayed his entire team. And the reason why at first I thought was kind of meh, like you could have had a different story to show this villain in like a more straightforward, cool vibe. But as the movie went along, I thought they actually balanced all of these story elements well enough that it didn't really bother me. Spoiler alert, if you ain't seen this shit, and I know you want to, scroll to the time code here for final thoughts and scores out of 6 stars. Otherwise, if you've already seen it, let's dance.
Plot twist, Dom has a kid, even though him and Letty were talking about kids at the beginning.
The thing that threw me off first was I thought that these movies like take place like at least in real time. They never say like 6 months ago we dealt with blah blah blah, so I always just imagined that was at least a couple of years, because they always go their separate ways in these movies. So I always just imagined that it was fucking Vin Diesel 3 years later, and guess what he's doing now? Not that Furious 6, 7, and 8 apparently take place within like, I want to say 15 to 18 months of each other. Elena, I don't know who the actress is, I'm sorry. I think Patsky is her last name. After having that fling or having a romance with Dom after Letty died, and he basically almost murders his entire family in order to make sure this kid is okay, because, you know, flesh and blood and that shit.
Yeah.
And for a second, I thought that twist was kind of lame, because I kept asking, why does Charlize Theron need Dom if she's got like the power to hack thousands of cars at once and send them in like a robot army? It was like me playing with my Hot Wheels. It was fucking awesome.
Stampede!
She sent them flying out of windows. That was some cool shit.
You know, part of that actually wasn't CGI. That was actually shot.
Oh yeah,
real.
You could tell.
Yeah.
It's directed by F. Gary Gray, who did Friday, The Italian Job, and Straight Outta Compton, and holy shit is this guy awesome.
I don't want to pick into this too much, because it is a Fast and the Furious movie, but opening scene, why did Dom race his cousin's car if he knew it would kill him? Or, you know, he knew the car wouldn't work after that. And then, like, at the end with the submarine, you know, apparently everyone from Fast and the Furious graduated from the Prometheus School of running away from things. They had this giant submarine right on their ass. They didn't think of... They just went straight. Some of this movie is so stupid, it doesn't make any sense. But it's Fast and the Furious, and people love it.
I mean, this movie has The Rock yelling at Jason Statham, "I will beat on you like a Cherokee drum!" The Rock is the best part of this entire series. I'm surprised they haven't given him like a writing credit yet, because this shit just seems built like wrestling promos.
Yeah, and he did one joke to telling Jason Statham,
10 years from now, The Rock would still lay it to smack it down on your candy ass, put his boot straight up your ass, and knock your teeth so far down your throat you'd stick a toothbrush up your ass to brush them.
He said that on Raw like years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that. I was like, oh, dude, that's so fucking awesome. I said that for like the next 3 weeks.
I don't know what the best part of this movie is, because at first I thought it was The Rock and his daughter's soccer team doing a Moana-style intimidation contest, because that's bar none one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
But then the Hot Wheels thing happened. And then Jason Statham, under instructions from his mother, Helen Mirren, and with his brother, Luke Evans, manages to sneak onto Charlize Theron's plane. And Jason Statham has this amazing couple of fight scenes with Dom's kid in like a baby carrier in one hand and a pistol in the other. I don't know which one of these things is the best, and I can't decide, because they're all amazing.
I think the Cars thing was better for me.
Cars, yeah.
Brett, what's your favorite part of this?
I thought I was in the same boat as you. At first it was that first scene, the chanting. I think I'm gonna have to go with the scene with Jason Statham and the kid.
I might have to go
That
Jason
kid
Statham
made
and
it
the
for
kid.
me.
That is the cutest baby. They directed the fuck out of this baby, because every time that baby smiled, you smiled and you felt it. If there's only one thing that I nitpick, it's that whenever this kind of movie happens where the villain blackmails the hero, there are always points where you're like, okay, you could tell them. There's a part where Letty is being held up at gunpoint by Charlize Theron's minion. Vin Diesel has a gun to the henchman, and then the henchman walks off, and it's just Vin and Letty there for like a good 30 to 35 seconds. We've already established at this point that Charlize Theron can't do dick unless there's a camera looking at him, and they already rounded the corner. So he couldn't have said something like, Cypher has me held hostage, they have my son, I've gotta go.
That does sound like a really big flight risk, though.
Does it,
This
though?
chick's got surveillance everywhere. That probably wasn't a risk he was willing to take. You could
But-
find surveillance bouncing off of a car's rearview mirror.
Which also makes the scene with Dom planning his vengeance against Charlize Theron bullshit, because there are so many like happenstance things that are happening
Yeah.
all at once.
This movie was really convenient.
Exactly. I failed to see why it couldn't have been convenient that same way. But it doesn't matter, because the best parts of this movie are when Don's planning a fucking heist, or he's the mastermind in disguise and has this great mousetrap set together. Like Fast 5. It's just fucking great. So, you clicked on a time code. This is a fast review. We've been talking for a little bit about Fate of the Furious, and shit, I'm not gonna start. Somebody start with this.
I've only seen like half of the other 7 movies, but with that in mind, this is definitely my favorite. They're a good protagonist, dislikable antagonist. The effects were amazing. It's creative, funny. Gotta give it a 4.5. Only because some of the dialogue was really lame. Like those one-liners that they would throw in every now and then that were just so stupid. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
We're gonna need a bigger truck.
The end when he was like, "Daddy's coming home." Who says that?
Tumblr has ruined that
Yeah,
word
thank you.
for everyone. All right, what's up, Aaron?
So this is actually the first one of the whole series I've seen.
Yeah?
Yeah, like dead serious.
How easy was it to catch up?
Like I knew a little bit of the background with all of it, but it was actually pretty easy to catch up to.
You don't
Like-
go for this for the story, anyways.
Yeah, you see one, you see them all basically. I'm gonna give it a 4.
This movie, it just felt like another Fast and the Furious movie, which is what it's supposed to do. But I didn't give a shit. I liked Statham and Luke Evans. The scenes with The Rock and Statham were pretty nice too. I mean, I know I'm going into this too smart, but it's like, come on. There was too much to ignore. I felt like CinemaSins picking up hard shit in the first half, and I was just like, I wasn't that entertained. I'll give it a fucking 3.5.
Do you watch porn for the plot too, Barnyard?
Maybe this series has turned my brain to mush because I've seen all 7 in like 2 days. But if I have to rank them, this is the best one.
Number 5.
I think it might actually be number 4 and forward. They started going from being like an hour and 46 to 2 hours and 10. And always around hour and 40, I feel like the movie should have been over, but they just kept it going. And the worst offenders of this are like 4 and definitely 6. 6 is awful. This one, it's the longest one. I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I felt it fly by. The action
Good,
never
good.
let up. And there was always something interesting with either the characters, the villain, the action, the comedy, the effects to keep me going. Justin Lin did numbers 3 through 6, and around there you could kind of start to get a feel for his directing style, and it kind of felt the same. James Wan and F. Gary Gray kind of breathe in a whole bunch of life, and they try new things, and they flip the camera around, and just give this series a whole new kick in the ass. The fact that they threw in the Dom betraying people and managed that well, and actually really kept my interest going, it's so much farther in the right direction than any one of them has been. So if I gotta rank my top 3, it's gonna be 8, 5, and 3. And shit, this gets like a 5.5 out of me.
I'll change my score to a 4.
Hey, look at that, I got a new believer. Hit this up against any other stupid like Transformers movie, and this has easily got more charisma and more talent and more effort than any of that shit.
Our friend Matthew gave it a 4.5.
No, he gave it a 5.
Did he give it a 5?
He gave it a 5.
So, unfortunately, he couldn't be here for the...
Yeah. His only knockdown was that it was predictable, and true,
4.6.
but, you know, you don't come to a Fast movie for twists and story turns and shit. The one thing I'm gonna rant about, though, unpopular opinion, I don't know if this is unpopular or not because I don't know enough about this fan base. Paul Walker was the worst part of these movies. He had the worst character. There was nothing to him. I never felt like Brian wanted to do any of this because he legitimately felt a need to do something. Whereas I understand Dom and Letty and even Tej and Roman. Hell, Lucas Black's character I think is really underrated. Now the accent is dog shit, and he looks like a fucking 35-year-old 10 years ago. If you would have gotten a better director to handle Lucas Black, he could have been a better Paul Walker type than Paul Walker ever was.
If you liked our video, please click the like button down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and press the little bell icon in order to receive notifications whenever our new content is out. Comment below, tell us what you think. Tell us if you thought this was dog shit. Tell us if you thought this was better than fucking Space Odyssey. We have a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Please like us and follow us there. Liam has a blog, Liam F. Gahan or something like that. Our friend Noah is on Instagram. He does movie reviews as well. He is the Cinema Geek. With that, I'm Barnett from HalfKocked. We got Daniel, we got Aaron, we got Brett. I'm a go.
You look so tired.
I'm defeated.
Good God, you're brain dead. See you later. Take care. Good night.
Not as bad as Mastermind.